Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final part of the Resident Evil 2 remake playthrough. Right. All that's left to do is grab the G-Virus and get the fuck out of here.
Which is just lying there for some odd reason.
I love this. Leon himself just says that was easy. There's another file you can find.
This is probably, after what I mentioned in the last part, this is probably explain what's in the test tubes right behind you.
Yeah, and here's the failsafe Annette was talking about in the clear scenario, kicking in.
Yes. Blow everything up.
That's the goal of everything that Umbrella does. We do your research, everything goes fubar, blow up.
Now switch back to the default outfit here so you can see how his battle damage state looks in the remake.
You know what I don't get about G here is that we saw how long it takes for him to mutate from G1 to G2 here.
Yeah.
Then when it gets to G3, it just transforms like that on a faster basis.
One after the other.
Exactly. And we're near the end of the game here, he's still in G2.
Yeah, I think we brought this up in the player run through, but I think it's the virus, like the G virus adapting for survival.
Yeah, and the more he's mutated, the less unaltered tissues left. So.
Aye. Well, I suppose by G3, all of William's humanity's gone.
Aye.
Because we saw in G1 there was still a bit of consciousness trying to fight back.
Aye.
I love.
Aye, that might be it, because it's like at that point it's probably more altering.
This line here.
Whereas by this point it's most of them, if not all of them's already altered.
Aye.
So it's just further changing that without fighting him off.
Right from the start.
The emotion Karen Strassman puts into this is really well done. And again, this is a different cutscene for Leon. TJ Rotolo doing a great job again.
Now, wouldn't you think you should inject that in your arm?
Yeah. It's just like, what in God's name possessed you to do that?
He just wanted.
Why did you think that was a good idea?
He just wanted to kill them. After that, nothing else mattered.
But the problem is that, when you're a scientist, you do multiple tests, and even if you do that, it could still go foobar. Especially if it's an 11 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that line there, Leon just said you could spin it any way you want. Yeah, apparently when that happens to Leon in Degeneration, he just shakes it off.
Well, I would assume
that's because he's Leon.
Well, I would assume he had government training.
That was after Resident Evil 4, I believe?
Yes. That was in the game's timeline, November 2005, which is, I believe, after Revelations 1, before Resident Evil 5.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the greatest boss theme from the original Resident Evil.
What, are you doing some sort of orchestra piece? You're getting
this? Because I'm using the original track, this is the best boss theme in the original series. In the original Resident Evil 2. This track is godlike. I love it so much. This would play when you fought.
Oof.
Yeah, that would be the adaptive difficulty kicking in.
Look at his wee pose there, like, yeah, I hit him.
That's the hardest eye to hit, so try and get that as soon as you can.
Bring out the magnum for the chest area.
No mercy. No, what's that clip from Powerpuff Girls? Bubbles? Mercy is for the weak.
You're a near 30-year-old man. You still watch Powerpuff Girls.
I'm like 5 actually, but
you know what I mean.
I used to watch it all the time as a kid. It was that.
Fair enough. We were all kids at one point.
Here's the thing: it's actually a legitimately good show, like the original one, like as far as I remember. Now, again, make sure you don't get caught in the fire, because if you're in the fire too long, you instantly die.
You mean fire's hot?
Yeah. Fire. Yeah. Fire.
Surprisingly, fire bad.
Yeah, fire indeed hot. Now, if you don't have a lot, there will be items scattered around, just like Andrew showed off. Has run for it. That's with a shield mix, by the way.
Yeah. I like how he just takes his time, G3 brags about his conquest. He goes in for the kill.
Touchdown!
Nemesis brags, and that'll be his downfall.
Unless there's a bookshelf.
I hope they bring that back in the remake.
It probably won't be there.
Aww.
Now, if you don't have enough time to... Unfortunately, the fire...
You had a lucky escape, but then you had to walk into the fire, didn't you?
Yeah, if you're in that...
Didn't listen to your own advice.
No, I did. The thing is, the fire... When he throws those canisters, they spread fire on the ground, and if you're in that fire too long, you instantly die.
The other thing I don't like about the flamethrower is that you have to be close, because even with that trail of fire, it's more effective when you're closer.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that jump attack he just tried to use on me, if he lands on top of you with that and you don't have a sub-weapon, you're fucked. It's an instant kill grab. Well, I'm getting a lot of M19. Oh, fuck.
There you go. Nice shot.
Ah, what was that you were saying? Like, when that happened in the recording, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Stephen. Avoid the fire.
Fire indeed hot.
It's like, then it goes into full National Geographic where it'll go like, the tank pressure on that canister was crushed and vaporized. All you need is a spark. Fires are gone. Boom. Is it possible to defeat him before he throws his...
Throws that, maybe. Probably unassisted. Yeah, a good amount of shotgun shells, so I'm doing fine here.
So I think there's a trophy or a record where you have to defeat this G3 without him picking up anything.
Oh.
Or at least throwing anything.
If there is, I haven't managed to do it yet. Run forward when he tries to do that, because that's instant kill if he lands on top of you and you don't have a sub-weapon.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like impales you and crushes you. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Have a laugh on me!
No, the hitboxes on the grenades can be pretty wonky sometimes.
Now, if that was a movie, that would be in slow motion.
Yeah.
Just ask Billy Cohen. That's my favorite boss fight in the game, just because of not only the of how well it's done, but
you want to take 5 minutes to process why you just stood there?
I think I was checking something in the background.
You were waiting for Leon to make some sort of witty comeback.
No, like Ethan. Now I've seen everything. Yay, we're back to fine.
Let's get the fuck out of here. You've collected everything.
You're not entirely in the clear yet, though. Try and hold on to as much ammo as you can for the next parts, because the next fight is not the last one on the B scenario.
I think that's a general rule for the entire game. I always assume
Only
more
the B
bullshit's
scenario.
coming your way.
Only the B scenario.
Well, not just that, but any other game.
Yeah, you think you've won and then something else comes out of nowhere.
It's evidence. It's going to the FBI.
Bitch.
Trust that bitch.
You say that and then she says it.
What's that supposed to mean?
She's not FBI.
No, if this was Steven here and she says, "You trust that bitch?" What do you think?
G-Virus is gonna go to
This is a great line from Leon here. Listen.
Bullshit.
Like, he's being forced to start thinking for himself there. And the idea that the one person he's trusted could be actually manipulating him and using him is not exactly the kind of thought he wants to be.
Well, you can't blame him at first. I mean, this is the first time he's met this woman, and he's pretty naive here.
And as I think I said, when they meet, she does have an official looking badge, and he's got no reason not to. But at the same time, she brings up there, it's like, she's going to sell it.
And now he's actually...
He's kind of going, on one hand,
and now
why do you
Leon's
need the
actually...
actual thing itself instead of evidence of its creation?
Yeah, and now Leon's actually conflicted about trusting her.
Yeah.
Which leads into a really great detail I'll bring up in the next cutscene.
You know, Leon...
Why did I not go for the item box?
You know, Leon, if you wanted to prevent all this from happening, all you have to do is just look at the vase, right, that you picked up, and smash it.
This, right here. There's a detail coming up soon in this cutscene I absolutely love. It's after the first line of dialogue from Leon here. Watch closely. There'll be a moment where he's... Not this.
Just thinking about you.
He'll be looking downwards.
I was getting worried.
Like, right there. I think that right there is like, I think it's Leon, like, realizing that he's going to have to confront
You got it.
her on the issue right then and there, and he's prepared for the worst.
Can we verify the G sample and we get the hell out of here?
Before we do that,
It's like he's building up
Right.
the courage to confront her.
you're not
Yeah.
FBI.
Oh, Leon.
And sure enough, he was
Yeah.
right.
Couldn't just handle
He had every
this.
reason to doubt her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized, as much as I wanted to trust you, I didn't.
This is a great scene. The tension is unreal.
So that's all this was. I was just some pawn.
Who's gonna
Then he
shoot?
actually confronts her on that.
Now, who's gonna shoot first?
Drop that damn gun.
Han shot first.
No, all Ada's gonna pull the trigger and Leon's just gonna dodge to the side.
And you shoot me. But I don't think you can.
Want to put your money where your mouth is?
See if you're Andrew's checking something on the video there. It's like, see if you had switched on the fucking vocal recording.
Hey, it's happened. Here, Leon, because you're such a bitch, I'll do the job for you.
Yeah.
Now notice Annette does not actually aim for Leon there.
Well, she aimed for Ada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the original, like, in the novel, she was about to kill Leon as well. And Leon was actually trying to talk her down. That was based on the original game story, though. This is the remake. So.
Now she's now
I
she's.
think
yeah,
Leon's
that's-
conversation with her kind of tells us, like, yeah, he's been led on, so
Aye. Well, we always saw in this playthrough is that when you get to here, it's very different compared to Claire, where she's very supportive towards Claire, but here she's aggressive to Leon.
yeah. I suppose at first she doesn't know what his motives are.
Aye.
You know, is he in it for cash, or as you just found out there,
Mm-hmm.
he thinks it's like, you know, get it to the authorities, hold the people that
Mm-hmm.
are accountable.
Now this is something I don't understand whatsoever.
Aye.
How the fuck does she survive this drop?
No!
It's like, how many feet?
Aye. Unless she's got a secret parachute somehow.
No, what you don't see is Matrix Wesker jumping out of the shadows and catching her like some sort of superhero.
I was pulling a bit from the second Matrix one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Matrix, and I'm probably going to get shot for saying that.
Yo, Steven, neither have I.
Well, we better watch our backs then. Because I hear Matrix is like one of the like top movies of all time for a lot of people. I haven't seen it though.
You have 9 minutes and 50 seconds to escape the facility.
The effects in it were like cutting edge for the time.
Aye, but nowadays it's pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it's been how many years?
It's
It
you. It's you. Yes.
I think Code Veronica actually came out a year after The Matrix, so if I remember correctly. And there was like a little of inspiration, like the opening cutscene when Claire raids the Umbrella HQ, or something like that. Or it might have been they might have gotten the inspiration from John Woo.
Aye, well, if
For
we had,
Stranglehold, the
like
hard boiled.
slow-mo parts being referred to as bullet time.
Yeah,
I think it's the Matrix that was kind of made that mainstream.
Aye.
Stranglehold as well. That was a sequel to Hard Boiled, which is one of my favorite action movies of all time. If I believe Chow Yun Fat was it?
I wouldn't know.
I think anyway. Yeah, not much to talk about because we're going down the fucking elevator.
Just insert Random West's Batman theme as you go down the elevator. Hey, remember her?
Yeah. Again, this is the game. I think this is the game's biggest weakness from a story narrative.
Aye.
That they only meet once and never talk to each other until this point.
You're down here too.
Yeah. But the whole place is
Like how it's like how they talk, how they knew each other. It would make sense if they maybe had the radio and all that
Yeah,
and
like the original
communicated
game
more,
where they
but
did talk to each other every now and then.
I had to check up on them, but here it's just like only a very few and far between.
Where are you now?
Skeeter even done this was like he's radioing, Leon radios Claire, and she does something on her end that
Aye.
opens like a door or something on.
That could have worked for the zapping mechanic, that's what they called it, where Claire does something that affects Leon's playthrough.
Aye.
But the problem is there's a lot of inconsistency with the story because of that.
Even in the remake, I think,
Yeah.
they
Aye.
still...
With Annette apparently being in two places at once. So yeah, all it is just a straight rush down to the bottom. Like
I would say
Claire.
the only time it did work is where, you know, Leon had to deal with Ben and all that, and the Mr. X more, while Claire had to deal with the corrupt police chief.
Yeah.
Aye.
And you had to play Sherry as well. And that.
Well, the fact is that Leon says, I need to check with the chief, and you don't even get to go into his office.
Aye.
Yeah, because the key to get in there is exclusive to Claire. I wonder what would happen if you like modded the items into his inventory and you got in there.
Maybe that would crash the game.
Probably.
Well, I would hope there's some sort of failsafe in play for that.
This is another good track, I have to say, from the original game, where you're evacuating the facility.
Now I'm spending a good amount of time fixing up my inventory here because We're not quite finished yet.
It was like it's like not close up the handgun. Upon closer examination, it's handgun ammo.
That was me accidentally pressing X too many times.
Oh, it's different. Here's the zivers they're all already up on their feet.
Yeah.
Shoot one of the bulbs and just run by. It's kind of hard to see the bulbs though in that fog. Or the steam, whatever it is.
I suppose steam. Well, whatever.
Another green hairbit there, and grab it. For God's sake, grab it. You're gonna need it later.
Super weed.
This right here coming up. This cracked me up because this was my reaction as well when it happened. This line right here.
Is this a fucking joke?
That's one of my favorite lines in the game. Just bait Mr. Prick around there and run by him.
Plus, I have to say, the other thing that doesn't... I would say that another downside is that the decision to put Mr. X in both scenarios it doesn't... It kind of diminishes Mr. X's exclusivity.
Yeah. He was
But
only
in fact,
Leon.
if you've done Claire A, you can like, how is he alive by this point?
You only ever really saw him in the B scenario.
Unless this isn't the same Mr. X. They've had one each.
No, well, Mr. X, you only saw him in Leon's scenario. Like, if you did Leon A first, he would still be there, but he would not be in Claire B.
Was he only in the B scenario in the original game?
No. Mr. X was exclusive to Leon.
Oh.
And I think it was only in the B scenario. So I think it was Leon.
Yeah, because
B
Leon
only.
in the A scenario fighting Barkin, but the B scenario that after you come back from fixing the fire outside, that's when he shows up.
Yeah.
I'll need to go back and do my research.
I just remember a guy on YouTube was talking about it. He assumed Mr. X would be B scenario and he did Leon first, but then when he showed up, he's like, what the fuck?
Make sure you have at least 2 inventory slots here or you will not be able to progress.
This is the only thing that's different. You don't get the train elevator, you get this platform that goes down.
It's the same kind of platform from Resident Evil 0. Only we don't have a Queen Leech to just magically appear and crash it downwards or make it go up faster. Now this upcoming part, I got stuck in a dead game here so many times. You're probably wondering why? Well,
Super Tyrant.
Yes. Mr. Prick has become a royal prick.
Brilliant.
highlight. Okay. Having died over 30 times in all my playthroughs of this because I got stuck in so many dead games, the idea, what you need to do here is you need to do enough damage to Mr. Prick to cause a cutscene to play.
And we've seen now he's a royal prick.
Here's the problem. All of his attacks have ridiculous range. He hits like a truck, and he takes absolutely forever to kill.
You mean he hits like a royal prick?
Yeah. When he does that free hit combo, he'll run backwards to try and avoid it. Again, the problem is that he has far too much range on them.
Plus, he has an insta-kill move.
Yes,
So the one you have to
use it
hide
just
behind the
yet.
rubble for.
He won't use it just yet, though.
Yeah, the best. Because if you don't have anything, it's just guaranteed game over. It's like he homes on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It tracks you like a Dark Souls attack. You can dodge that by running to the right, actually.
So to get rid of the insta-kill attack, you either use the rubble that's fallen down, or just unload everything
If
like the
there's-
Magnum or something like that.
If there'll be a very obvious tell when he's about to do it, and I'll point it out. But you can hide behind rubble if you position yourself properly. Sometimes when he hits the rubble, though, it just smacks you as well, which is annoying.
Now, I have to say...
Here it is.
That's the insta-kill, yeah.
You must do enough damage to stagger him, or he will impale you. For instance.
Now, to get the last weapon, is it time or is it damage?
Both, I think. But if you do enough damage quickly enough, the cutscene will play sooner.
Right. So, essentially damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there is a failsafe so that you're not stuck here for too long. But
Well, I have to say, you're doing a really good job considering you didn't bother with the free round burst upgrade for the Matilda.
yeah, I'm still getting my ass kicked though. It's like he has so much range on his attacks.
Not to mention, you're thinking to yourself, I've got another boss after this guy.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think the thing is his trench coat or whatever is actually supposed to be kind of limiter for him. So.
And that's another thing, is like, how the hell did he get so buff like that?
Here we are. This is the cutscene that plays. After this cutscene, there'll be an anti-tank rocket on the ground. And here's the problem. You have to run over to it and pick it up. And yes, you can still get hit while trying to pick it up. Which is actually going to happen to me. Yeah, that's Ada, by the way.
Yeah, she survived.
She's alive. How?
Yeah, I hate this. I hate this so much. Every fucking time I go for that, I get hit. One time I actually died from that.
But with one rocket, he's down for good.
Yep, that's the end of Mr. Prick. Leon gonna give it to you. I think the song should now be named Leon Gonna Give It to You.
That doesn't quite roll off the tongue though, and I don't think it will reach #1 in the UK music charts.
Now you might be tempted to use your rockets against these zombies. Do not do so if you're playing the B scenario.
In the A scenario, yes, but not here. A flamethrower is just enough damage anyway.
Yeah. The flamethrower is not... It's not the best weapon for the next boss.
Leon, why did you slow down there?
I just wanted to assess the situation. Oh, what if he missed the drain handle and he got left behind?
That's probably what would happen if they put QTEs in this. So that was the fail animation. Just him face planting the ground and looking up. Oh shit.
I'm so glad they dropped the quick time events from my cutscenes. That was obnoxious.
Aye, they did that since 6?
4. Resident Evil 4 and 5 had the quick time events and cutscenes. So did Umbrella Chronicles, actually. I don't know about Dark Side Chronicles.
Fuck that game.
Yeah.
What?
Umbrella Chronicles. No, Umbrella Chronicles. Umbrella Chronicles. I've just realised. I thought you were
Umbrella
talking
and
about,
Dark Side Chronicles are good.
I thought you were talking about Umbrella Core.
Yeah, Umbrella Core sucks.
If I actually miss her.
Why? She deceived you and manipulated you.
Yeah.
Little did they know that was the key item to get out of the city.
That would have been amazing if the train just shut down because it didn't detect the wristband.
But then how did Claire get it moving?
What is this? A train or a car or a tram?
I think it's both. I think it's one of those stock trains.
Aye, freight train or something.
Aye.
Just like I said we would.
Who's this?
Hello, Mrs. Croft.
This is Sherry.
Now, this cutscene is extended in the B scenario.
Aye, because you get one last fight.
Yeah.
I'll go.
And it's up to me.
Sherry.
Little old you.
It's up to me to finally bring the curtain down on this.
Up to Leon and his hair.
This defies physics.
If you have any ammo left in the item box, which I don't, take it out now.
Yes.
Good luck.
Knife against a boss that is instant kill if you touch it.
Oh, do you know what they should have done if you had knives? Ability to not swipe the knife but throw the knives as projectiles. But I don't think it would have a big creature.
It's like once the durability runs out, it's like yeah, fuck it.
Aye, but I would imagine a knife against this creature would probably do little to nothing.
No, you can't knife.
Only way you have a tink 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 tink.
Aww.
You cannot knife this upcoming boss without dying. It leads to instant death if you touch it. Probably wondering where the hell is it?
Well, there's a reason why he's equipping the rocket
Getting
launcher.
my anti-tank rocket ready.
Just call it a rocket launcher.
Bring out the big guns.
You saw this at the beginning, at the end of my playthrough, folks, but here he is.
Did I hear that sound effect right?
This,
I thought I heard something sounding like a lightsaber going on.
by the way, he is still
Must have been an
shouting.
electric short
By the way,
there.
he is still shouting Sherry. If you listen closely, this is G5. Is basically a
blob.
a non-stop wall of instant death. If he reaches you, shoves you into his mouth. And if he killed you in the original game, he actually ate you leg first, and your character's spine bended in a way that, let's just say, it's not supposed to bend that way. Now, I did not know this until I looked it up, but the closer he gets to you, the more damage he takes from attacks.
How?
Someone did some extensive research on GameFAQs about it.
Of course, everything's from GameFAQs.
You must kill this thing in a certain amount of time, because you cannot go back for the carriage. And there we are.
That's probably why it does the increased damage the closer it gets you to stop you getting to the point where you're fucked.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I got stuck in a dead game here as Claire in my B playthrough because I ran out of ammo completely.
Aye, because that's when you have the minigun.
Aye. But I had no ammo left at all because I used it all on G4.
But then again, I don't blame you. I didn't know about the trick that I did in my playthrough against G4. I didn't. That was practice.
Give me a hug. How about fuck you?
And how the hell does all that gooey not affect his skin in any conditions?
You better hope it doesn't. Did they cut the cable car away in the original as well?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
And that's it. That was the end of Roy Barkin's suffering.
When it zoomed in the area, you could have put, it was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Like Luke Kang.
And there, we've escaped Raccoon City.
Well, Claire, Sherry, and Leon have. Jill's still stuck in the city at this point.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
They really push like Claire X Leon in this game for some reason.
I spell fine shipping.
Too bad. Ada's the one for me. I don't give a shit about you.
Well, I can't deny it. Claire is good looking.
He might be able to give us a ride.
Well, we don't know if it's Claire or Lara.
Claire looks so
also,
much.
like Leon's like, we met last night. So it's like,
It's so
was it
odd.
only that? Was it only last night?
It's so odd in Code Veronica because Claire looks much older than the 19 years old she still is in that game. Did that happen in the original as well?
No, I think it just cut off and then that was it. We're going to take Umbrella down. But I don't know what his guy's problem was. Well, Karma's a bitch because he's going right back into the city.
Yeah. Well, maybe the quarantines are actually set up properly now, though. So.
Oh, but and again, it's
because remember, Curtis couldn't get into the city in Degeneration and a flashback, I believe. So they did establish the quarantine at some point.
Aye, but that was probably because the government was taking bribes from Umbrella.
Yeah. Well, Leon's going to go, if it's not, we'll stop it. And it's like, yeah, you've got no evidence. Who's going to fucking believe you? It's like, Umbrella Corporation's evil. They make zombies.
No, you're going to love Veronica at the end with Chris. We got to destroy Umbrella. Now, let's finish this once and for all. And then next game, Umbrella dies off screen. But there we are.
Next up on this boring Let's Play channel.
A nice little bit of self-depreciation there.
And that was Resident Evil 2's remake.
Also, I'll start off since I did Claire. One of the best Resident Evil games I have ever played. This is a fantastic remake. The gameplay, very well done. Characters, well done. Apart from little tweaks here and inconsistency with the story here and there because of the zapping mechanic. But the inventory management was manageable. The enemy designs were great, especially the Lickers, the Ivies, and the Mr. X, of course. X going give it to him, of course.
And William Birkin's Mutations.
Oh, aye, of course that. And to think that this was on the same engine as a RE7, which, I'll be honest, I thought, when I first saw the engine, I thought this is only good for first-person kind of games.
Nope.
But no, yeah, I see it here, and then it's in Devil May Cry 5. I'm like, this engine can do anything.
Yeah.
So overall, for me, pick up this game if you haven't. You must have this game. Not even if you're not a fan of Resident Evil, this is a great game. One of the best games of 2019.
Until Devil May Cry 5 came out, this was my game of the year for 2019.
So speak as the fanboy.
This was my game of the year until DMC 5 came out. This, I think this is actually even better than Resident Evil 4. They've taken all the gameplay mechanics from 4 and refined them to what can only be described as outstanding. This goes above and beyond what RE4 does in every way possible. The atmosphere is perfect. The voice acting is incredible. The visuals are amazing, and it's actually fucking terrifying.
Yeah. An actual good horror game?
Yeah.
Capcom has been on fucking fire lately, and I hope they keep it that way.
I'm not a fan of horror games myself, but even I can tell they put a lot of time and effort into this. Which wasn't this a remake that was like highly requested by the fans for years?
Aye.
They could have so easily cheaped out and made this just a blatant cash grab.
This is my favourite modern Resident Evil. My favourite classic is Remake. Which really speaks a lot. Both of my favourite games in the series are remakes.
So with that, Sean, you're pretty much still not going to pick it up?
Probably not.
Do it.
You will do as I command.
So, you're probably thinking, where do we go from here?
Well, because again, we originally didn't have this playthrough idea to begin with, but because we thought, why the hell not? Let's put it in. So this was technically a bonus video in conjunction with what we have.
Bonus playthrough.
Aye. So what we have left. In fact, I want to make an announcement. Actually, if you've been following the channel since 2017, we usually do our games in phases. And now we've decided to take a little turn and say, do you know what, we're not going to do phases. We're just going to do what games we would like to do. But we'll still offer suggestions if we come into a if we, where we can't choose between 2 games or something like that. But the support has been amazing for you guys. Keeping this channel going for nearly 2 years now. Yous are amazing.
And with that support, I think you guys deserve to know what the next 2 Resident Evil games I'm going to do are. I'm heading back to classic Resident Evil. I'm going to do Chris's scenario for remake, and after that, I'm doing Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Aye. As for me, the next Resident Evil game I'll do is the remake, but with Joe.
Yeah.
As for the next game we have now, after this, folks, we're going back to 1997 with an Orange Bandicoot. Yes, it's Crash Bandicoot 2. Cortex Strikes Back. And after that, we're going back to Gotham. We're going all over the world in this journey.
Oh, and after Arkham City, we've got quite the party to throw. That's all I'll say.
And Sean's listening to us like, I love how you come up with these flu-engine titles to what you got up next.
Honestly, I'm not very good at the whole improvisation thing. I just do the best with what I can have.
Plus, I think it's time we give Sean a little bit of love for one of his games as well. So as for Sean, what do you have planned for when you get the time?
Well, for my first game on this channel will be Force Unleashed 2 from Star Wars. So
excellent. You take the easy tone. You take Colin's replacement.
Fuck you.
Good. Do it.
Well, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this playthrough and look forward to what we have in store. So with that, I'm Andrew.
I'm Stephen.
And I'm Sean.
We are Cal Gaming. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic evening, afternoon, and morning. And take good care of yourselves. Don't smoke and drink. And we'll see you guys in the next Let's Play.
But take loads of weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Lightly and clear half.
See you guys later.